you're in a market where you're getting intense population and job growth, so that's going to drive your appreciation. You're focused on like your retirement and like, putting your money away now and not having some from Wall Street being in charge of your money. You have like a real, actual, tangible asset. This is the type of stuff you want. I got another one in Albuquerque, New Mexico for y'all, okay? This one is the Sundancer model coming from my friends over at Rent to Retirement, okay? $420K, it's a 5-bed, 3-bath, the rent's $2,350. Does it meet the 1% rule? No, of course it doesn't, right? Because you're not buying this based upon the 1% rule. This is not one of those like, duh, cash flow, I quit my job tomorrow, fire my boss. That's not what one of these are. This is a more sophisticated investment. This is an investment where you're buying it as an alternative to like investing in the stock market or some other investment vehicle where you have no control over what happens to your money over the next 10, 15, 20 years, right? So if you're one of my viewers out there that is all about like, I need cash flow, dude, you don't need a A-grade asset like this for that. Like you're probably like looking, Detroit, Cleveland, Kansas City, and you're looking in like the Section 8 markets. If you want that kind of stuff, sure, great, whatever. I can get you that. That shit will hit the 1% rule all day. But what it won't do is do what this is and have a very, very safe, predictable ownership experience and a very predictable path to intense value gain and appreciation, right? So I guess what I'm saying is like if you're looking for short-term cash flow, you probably want that low value stuff in like the Midwestern markets. But if you're somebody who's not concerned about that, you're focused on like your retirement and like, putting your money away now and not having some asshole from Wall Street being in charge of your money. You have like a real, actual, tangible asset. This is the type of stuff you want because A, it's an A-grade asset, okay? We're not putting Section 8 tenants in here. You're putting like high-quality people, high credit scores, like your walls aren't getting, holes punched in them and shit like that, right? That's one. And then number two, you're in a market where you're getting intense population and job growth, so that's going to drive your appreciation. Like, yes, if you can go to the Section 8 markets I discussed, right? You can go to Detroit, you can go to Cleveland, you can go to Kansas City, you can go to Indianapolis, you can go to Baltimore, and you can find $400,000 assets, okay? But those $400,000 assets don't have the same price to rent ratios as the low-quality C and D Section 8 assets do, so you're still not going to get the cash flow, and then you're going to be in a market where you have a net population loss or at the very least a net population stagnation. So statistically speaking, obviously I don't see the future, but we could look at our past trends. Markets like that in general are not going to have the job and appreciation growth that a market like this would, okay? So if you're going for the long term, you want high quality and you want to be in a market where you're seeing a ton of growth. And there's been like 145 like consistent consecutive years of growth in Albuquerque. So this is where I'd put my money. And that is the type of investment that Rent to Retirement specializes in. Probably could have figured that out from their name, right? They branded that one pretty well. They didn't call themselves Cash Flow Now, motherfuckers. No, they called themselves Rent to Retirement. They're looking to help you park your money for the long haul. So if you're like one of those dudes who's like, no, I want to get started in real estate, and because I hate my job, and like I don't want to have to go to work anymore, I'm just going to be a full-time landlord. This is not the property for you, dog. Like, we'll talk about some Section 8 stuff in another video at another time. For the people that this is for people who want to be in control of their retirement, want a real tangible asset, don't want the whims of Wall Street or CEOs of companies controlling the valuation of their retirement portfolio, right? And that's what Rent to Retirement, they help you guys do. They put you in stuff like this, A-grade communities, brand spanking new house, et cetera, right? If that is interesting to you, if that is something you're interested in seeing your money grow, not just year 1, but year 5, year 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, okay? You can reach out to Rent to Retirement. We should have had their info on the screen for most, if not all, of the video. Just reach out to them. They could discuss this property with you, several other properties they have in Albuquerque. And guess what? They're in other markets too. So if you're interested in like Florida or like Tulsa, things of that nature, basically they do a ton of R&D, and their whole thing is putting people in new A-grade communities in emerging markets. So just reach out to them about this property as well as other offerings they might have. If you want your retirement funds to be, to be secured by real estate, plain and simple, man. That's what they do.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to HoltonWise TV for more financial information, education, and entertainment.